There's one particular character in the Phantom Menace who got little screen time and even less credit. Sio Bibble was the Governor of Naboo during the Trade Federation's occupation. If people listened to him, he may have prevented, or at least delayed, the Clone Wars. Bibble was a human male born native to Naboo. He worked as governor under Queen Amidala. Despite using the titles of king and queen, Naboo actually holds democratic elections to choose their leaders. Bibble was similarly elected. When Amidala first took the throne, Bibble was critical of the young queen, but she soon earned his respect. In 32 BBY, Naboo was facing its toughest time in living memory. The Trade Federation was blockading the planet. They were trying to force the Royal Advisory Council to sign an unfavorable treaty. While discussing the crisis with the Galactic Senator of Naboo, Sheev Palpatine, the transmission cut out.
A communications disruption can mean only one thing: invasion.
Others on the council weren't so sure. Amidala decided, invasion or not, she wouldn't take steps toward open war. Bibble was, of course, correct. The Federation invaded with a droid army. Bibble and the rest of the Naboo citizens were placed under arrest. Jedi's Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi rescued the Queen, her entourage, and some of her council. A handmaiden, Sabe, posing as Queen Amidala, was convinced to plead their case to the Galactic Senate. Bibble was hopeful Palpatine would be able to help. Bibble himself opted to stay behind on Naboo to help the citizens in any way he could. The rest of the events that set the galaxy on a new trajectory are very well covered. Bibble wasn't present for the majority of them, so we'll jump ahead. Queen Amidala changed galactic politics. The Jedi uncovered an ancient foe. Naboo was liberated. Bibble attended the funeral of Jedi Master Qui-Gon Jinn, who died in the battle to free the planet. Naboo then held a celebration of their victory. When Amidala's term was over, Bibble remained governor under the new queen. In 22 BBY, the Royal Advisory Council met to discuss the Separatist crisis. Bibble was once again afraid war was coming. The council was also concerned with the danger Amidala was in personally. She was serving as the senator of Naboo and was outspoken against the war. She was set to return to Naboo to hide with a Jedi guardian, Anakin Skywalker. As time passed and Naboo went through leaders, Bibble held his position firm. In 20 BBY, Bibble, still governor, greeted Palpatine, who came back for the Festival of Light. Palpatine was the supreme chancellor of the galaxy. His high profile attracted bounty hunters. Their kidnap failed thanks to Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was working undercover at the time. The close call led to increased security for many Naboo officials, Bibble included. Shortly after the end of the Clone Wars, Palpatine declared himself emperor. Senator Amidala's body was returned to Naboo for a funeral. Bibble attended this funeral and then made the decision to retire as governor. He had served the people of Naboo for a long time, but the changing galaxy was too much. The regular elections for the next governor never took place. Instead, the Empire installed Korsh Panaka as Moff, which is essentially governor of the whole Chamel sector. Bibble was loyal to his position. While he didn't always agree with who he was supposed to report to, he wasn't afraid to speak his mind, but he always voiced his opinions respectfully. Despite the times he lived in, he remained opposed to violence. He always held a special care for Amidala after everything they went through and what she did for Naboo. I can't help but think if the council listened to Bibble from the start, the invasion may have never taken place. I don't think any earlier intervention would have stopped the Clone Wars entirely, but things may have played out differently, at least for Naboo. Check out this transmission next for more on the Phantom Menace.